Child's Play 2.
Amazing, isn't it?
The movie opens up in a toy factory, and from the looks of it, they're trying to salvage the charred remains of the killer doll from the first film because, you know, Chucky's gotta come back somehow. They rebuild the doll from the ground up, and this is where we meet our corporate asshole characters.
Headlines about Andy Barclay and his killer good guy doll.
They pretty much want to cover up the events from the first film, you know, sweep it under the rug as if it never happened.
They denied everything, which is fine because now they can't hurt us. Mother's a different matter. She backed up her boy's story and now she's under psychiatric observation.
This fucker even tries to blame the shit on one of their own employees.
Some joker here at the company must have tampered with the dolls. I'm Chucky. I'm the Lakeshore Strangler. Now I'm gonna kill you.
Mr. Sullivan wants to see the doll, but horror movie kicks in, and this happens. Can somebody tell me why this guy looks extremely happy to be dead? He's like, man, this is a blast. I love this. Over at the Children's Crisis Center, we meet back up with Andy Barclay, where he gives a little exposition from the first film.
He's this bad man who got inside my good guy doll so he wouldn't have to go to hell.
Around me are familiar faces.
Cut back to the factory, and Chucky is totally moved amidst all the chaos.
What do you want me to do with the doll? Stick it up your ass.
Yeah, he's definitely alive. Back over at the Crisis Center, a couple is looking to adopt Andy, but not before some more exposition.
Badly traumatized by the murders, he insisted his doll was responsible, possessed by the soul of Charles Lee Ray.
On the way to Andy's new home, they almost get into a wreck with a giant delivery truck. And wouldn't you know who ironically is just smiling at Andy on the side of the truck? Damn, can't this poor kid get a break? So we arrive at the Simpson home. Wait, like the Simpsons? After a sort of passive-aggressive tour of the house.
First rule, don't touch the old stuff.
Andy goes upstairs, and this is where we meet the edgy older stepsister, Kyle.
Are you crazy? Give them to me. Phil will shoot you if he catches you again.
After that awkward introduction, he goes into his new room, where he finds a very familiar face from his past.
It's only a doll. Andy, are you listening to me?
Fake out, though, because that's not the real Chucky.
Hi, I'm Tommy, and I'm your friend to the end.
Just another extremely ironic coincidence. It begins to pour down rain, and we see the glasses asshole from earlier throwing the real Chucky into a car. He stops at a gas station, and when he's inside, Chucky uses the car phone to track down his target.
Yes, I'm trying to reach
Andy Barclay.
Andy no longer lives here. Who is this?
This is his uncle, Charles.
The alarm to his car goes off, and when he goes to drive away, Chucky holds him up at gunpoint and forces him to drive.
Jesus!
So they pull up to a parking lot, and Chucky figures he doesn't need Glasses Guy anymore and cancels his fucking contract. Chucky sneaks into the Simpson house and is greeted by one of his own.
Hi, I'm Tommy.
Shut up, you idiot.
Chucky then greets Tommy the only way he knows how.
Like to be
Hug this.
To bash him in the fucking face. We then get this really cool scene where he buries Tommy in the backyard.
Eat dirt, Tommy.
The next morning, Mr. Simpson, is interrogating the foster kids on which one of them broke his wife's fucking shit.
Until somebody fesses up, you're both grounded.
The thing is, though, it wasn't either of them. It was totally Chucky. He did use the statue to completely destroy Tommy's face last night. But of course, they think that it was Andy. But oh boy, will they come to find out just how fucking wrong they are later on. But that's just how it goes in these damn movies. Parents don't believe them until they're fucking dead. Later on that night, Chucky moves in.
Surprise! Did you miss me, Andy?
But of course, his plan fails because, you know, plot.
Next time you're alone, you're mine.
It's Chucky, look out!
Mr. Simpson has had it up to here and throws Chucky down into the basement.
I'm turning human again? If I don't get out of this body soon, I'm screwed.
The next morning, Andy gets on the bus for his first day of school, but you know he can't leave without his boy Chuck. Chucky's mischievous ass sneaks into Andy's classroom and fucks with Andy's classwork. She thinks that Andy did it, of course.
No toys. Head down.
Puts him in detention. She leaves Andy alone in the classroom, and when Andy goes up to the closet, we get a jump scare.
Peekaboo! Please, let me out of here, Andy.
Andy escapes out of the window in the nick of time, and when the teacher comes back, she just ends up getting murdered by Chucky.
Very naughty, Miss Kettlewell.
Andy again tries to warn them, but they still just don't believe the poor kid.
I want you to look down there and tell me what you see.
It's Chucky, but
His name is Tommy.
Andy then comes to a realization that wherever he goes, Chucky will find him.
It doesn't matter. Wherever I go, Chucky will find me.
Later that night, Andy arms himself with an electric turkey carving knife, or whatever those things are called, and heads down into the basement to square up with the killer doll. Andy gets jump scared by a fucking mannequin and a dryer as well. Then Chucky attack. Wow. Now that was all kinds of misleading, wasn't it? Then, for some insane reason, these movies always seem to confuse me with, like, how in the name of the ass is this tiny ass little doll overpowering you, man? Just throw that sucker off of you. I mean, is he that heavy and strong? Like, come the fuck on now. Mr. Simpson then comes down the stairs and just ends up getting murdered. But right before, Chucky has to let him know that he was alive all along.
How's it hanging, Phil?
Yep. See? Too late now, Phil. And if that wasn't bad enough, Miss Simpson thinks that it was Andy and sends his ass packing.
Come stay at the center with us for a few days until we can find you a new family.
Kyle gets a weird feeling about the doll and throws his plastic ass into the trash. She goes to have a late night swing when she unintentionally uncovers some of Tommy's remains. So that means that Chucky is fucking alive, bitch. Joanne is killed off screen for some reason. And then Chucky shows up to finally introduce himself to Kyle. And again, the tiny doll somehow forces the fully grown, way stronger than himself woman to drive him to get Andy.
What are you looking at?
And they end up getting pulled over. But because he's a movie cop, he's so amazed by the good guy doll
That's one of those good guys, isn't it?
What is your name, buddy?
Chucky.
that he just lets him go. Yeah, them dumbass movie cops, huh?
Now get going.
They're driving down the road, and Kyle slams on the brakes and sends a little fucker flying through the windshield. Which, in itself, is pretty insane. Like, that doll would not be heavy enough to go crashing through a glass windshield. Like, fucking come on now. Ain't no way. But it's a movie, you know?
Playtime's over.
They arrive at the children's home, and of course, Chucky has to kill someone.
Is this your idea of a joke?
Give me that. Amazing, isn't it?
Kyle somehow gets locked in a closet, and then it's time to hitch a ride.
Inside. Hurry.
Kyle catches up to the truck with Andy and Chucky and gets the guy to pull over. But by the time she goes to the back of the truck, they're already gone.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing?
And then for the finale, we return to where it all began. Play Pals Toy Factory. Chucky easily knocks out Andy and starts to cast his evil voodoo spell.
Adi Dewey Dembella.
Only thing is, Chucky's been inside the doll far too long, and the spell doesn't work.
It's too late! I've spent too much time in his body! I'm fucking trapped in here!
And with that, the final chase is on, motherfuckers. You know I gotta say it.
You okay?
They escape up an assembly line with Chucky in tow. Andy escapes just in the nick of time, seconds before a metal door slams down on Chucky's hand.
I'm gonna get you, fuckers!
And after brutally ripping his own hand off, he puts a knife in his fresh wound. Yeah, even to this day, that shit is kinda hard to watch. Some of the machines are malfunctioning, and when one of the techs goes to check it out, this happens. God damn! Straight turn that man into a fucking doll. And then they end up somehow stitching Chucky's balls to this platform here. And it brings him up into this machine that totally just royally fucks him up. Making it seem like he's dead. But the movie still has almost 10 minutes left, and that ain't gonna cut it. So when the legless Chucky comes out for one final scare, Andy melts his dumb ass. And saves Kyle from some fucked up fate in the nick of time. And then to cap it all off, they blow Chucky's ass the fuck up.
You son of a bitch!
And as they walk out into the sunrise, the movie ends.
Where are we going? Home.
And that's Child's Play 2, folks. Definitely a pretty good sequel to the original movie. Again, this was one of those films that didn't really need to be made because the first one was so good and so iconic that they could have just only had Child's Play and never made any more. But for what it is, it's pretty damn solid. Anyways, Scott 86, Child's Play 2. Go check it out, folks. It's a scream.
I hate kids.